That's just crazy. Okay, takeaway number 1 here. Let's move on. Staying healthy is key for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I mean, that's like a fuck. I hate some of these writers sometimes. No
okay,
fucking.
I got to get an article in. It's,
No
I
shit.
got 5 minutes. Okay, what do teams need? Healthy.
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 And it's literally takeaway 1. They need to stay healthy. I think that's just like
They didn't even slip it in there to try and make up the word count. It's number 1.
literally the first fucking
get
2
injured.
words, staying healthy.
He's like, I got 30 articles to write. What paragraph can I copy and paste the most?
So I mean, that's a fucking dead giveaway.
Wait, takeaway 3, stay healthy?
Now, because it's so
Laura Ipsum.
because it's so important, we have to mention it twice.
Yeah.
These players have to stay healthy.
But in fairness, it was a massive issue. I mean, albeit an issue for any team if they have those same issues. But whatever. Number 2.
Dan Quinn somewhere.
Well, I mean, okay,
Yeah.
hang on a
Oh, yeah,
second.
sorry.
But here's the thing. It is such a bullshit thing to say. Oh, now, if we jokes aside, you
Dan
can't.
Quinn?
No, you can't.
at DQ.
How can you tell anybody you have to stay healthy? Like
Yeah.
that's like, hey, you know what? Hey, you're on the team. You got to stay healthy though. Like, what am I supposed to eat? Like,
know
so
what?
my diet has to change.
Here's a fair question. I'll throw it your way, Ev.
Not for you, Steve.
Being the host
not,
of this.
Not for you, Steve.
no, actually, I'd rather go Steve.
Go Steve. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how much of and we can all put in, but just
Chime
in
in.
general, like, how much of these, like, how hard does a player go in these practices? Because there's a fine line between, like, you want to test your game. You want to get to game speed at some point during training camp. Maybe not the entire time, but you also want to get to the season. So, like, and then, of course, I guess it comes down to your competition.
Then you got the guys who are not guaranteed to make the team, who have to go even harder.
Right. So,
But then it's a fine line, right? Because
So, like-
you're going hard to make the team, but then I don't know. I think you just go for it.
I think so, too.
I think they just go for it. I mean, what are they going to do otherwise? Oh, I didn't make the team, but hey, I've got my health.
Yeah.
You just got to put it on a line and get in there.
So like Steve said, I think it really depends on the person, the hierarchy of the player. Like you got your star players who obviously they're going to make the team. Sorry, burp break.
Yeah, you know
So
that's
the-
going to come right over to here. I'm going to smell your
Probably.
beef jerky that you
No, the fun's blowing this way.
get on the drive.
So they
it's going to be on you.
where am I even going with this? So you got the hierarchy of players, the really top, top echelon of like 5 to 10 players probably don't need to go as hard all the time, but you're going to get those. There's 90 guys at camp, only 60 of them are going to make the team with practice roster plus game day roster. So there's 30 guys that every play they're going to be going balls to the wall. The only way I can like kind of sum this up, like I played lacrosse growing up, and when I got to a certain level, I wasn't as good as the really good guys. So the only way I could compete at practice was going as hard as I could. And the really good players that were already on the team would always get mad, and we'd honestly get into fights at practice because I wasn't guaranteed ever to be on the team, right? So you're going to get guys that are going to be going full speed and maybe trying.
I thought you were the goon.
No, I was the goon, but I was still like when I was out there trying to play, I had to like say you're a defensive and offensive player. I'm going to try to put this guy in the ground. I don't care how good he is because I want to make the team.
Right,
but
yeah.
Because I was never guaranteed to make the team. So you got guys
So
that
you got to put it all.
you have to put it all out there. So
Yeah.
it goes right back to your point. The guy that's the fringe player that's playing. And this is the stakes are way higher. These guys are playing for millions of dollars.
Okay, so
Yes.
out of the 90 dudes, how many of them do you think are guaranteed that they're like they know
Like
they're
I
on the
said,
team?
probably
55.
no, but like Ad's saying, like there's probably a group of guys that know they don't have to. I'd say
16.
that's probably maybe even more than that.
Well, like we said earlier,
All
about-
starters. Let's say all starters.
yeah,
might
so
be
at least
locked
I'd say
in, but-
22. There's probably 22 guys
so
that
those,
are.
So those 22 guys know they're going to make the team, right? But like we said earlier about being match fit, game fit, you've still got to put the work in. to make sure you're ready for the start of the season. But it's a good question because like how much do you put into how much do you save to know that you're going to be fit for the season?
And these guys, the reason they got to the point they are in their lives is because they are competitive. You think CeeDee Lamb's going to line it up against, Joe Blow, whoever, and let him beat him?
Well, I mean, so okay,
You know what I mean?
Here's a
Like
great point.
these guys are always going to be trying to
He-
beat their
he-
competition.
Here's a great
it's
point.
Weird.
CeeDee Lamb, he's not going to outstretch like that and risk injury if he's not actually trying to
True.
go for it. So
And the reason
that's
is
not farming it in.
no, you're right. And you look at that video, and he's against their number one corner.
Yeah.
And they're competing there.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Like
know
they're
wh-
going for it.
You know what I think? Where I would draw the line, if I remember from my few days of practicing on C teams throughout my life, is but like you play hard to get the ball, to stop the ball, to be in position. Like, you play hard, and then you just take off that, like, okay, I'm going to hit you to try to, because you're going to catch the ball, so I'm going to hit you to try to knock the ball free. Well, I'm not going to actually pull the trigger on that aspect, but everything else leading up. But to the point of, like, in the NFL, don't they split for A team and B team to maybe help with that?
Right now, it's kind of like, well, they do individual drills, and then they'll have the ones versus the twos. But right now, it's still so early in camp that it's kind of just a mashup. Like, because going season, your ones, like, your one offense plays against the scout defense. So your scout defense is mimicking a defense they're going to play. Okay. Same thing with your defense. I mean, they'll still go against each other. Like, the ones will go against the ones, but there's a part of practice, like, your defense is going to go, like, your starting defense is going to go against the twos who are running an offense made up of, the other team's game plan. Or they'll put, like, say if they're going against Lamar Jackson, at practice they'll put a fast guy, maybe like a Noah Brown, like a receiver that might be able to run and throw. So they're practicing that, but that's way different than training camp.
You know what, though? Actually, as we're talking through it, like, a one isn't going to want to be beaten by a number two. So I do. That's what I mean. I mean, they're going to, outside of, like, defense is probably not going to go full tilt and kill them. They want to be able to man up, and they want to be able to show contact. But they're probably going 80%, maybe even 70% to what they should be doing. But I bet O is going as hard as possible, because a lot of it is about speed, conditioning, positioning, and they're not going to want to let a number 2 or 3 defensive player best them, or else they're going to look like a bunch of punks.
They bring the noise. I'm talking about